Hello and welcome back to RailRoads Online. So today we are here, loaded up the 48, dumped the extra hopper cars as I have no idea how this is going to work. Test of a new line. We are going to be heading out and testing out the new coal route, or at least delivery out to the coal route. Not exactly sure how we're going to bring the coal out of there yet. May use this, may not, hard to tell. Alright, bringing this to life. We will ease our way out of station area here. As I said, I did break the train because honestly, I'm not sure if it's going to make it. It should make it with these 8 out there, but I have no idea. You know, I mean, this is it's a long run for the 48, and usually, you know, stepping up to much bigger locomotives by this point. So we'll just have to see. We'll have to see how it works. Is kind of the thing. Betsy there on standby, set up for cordwood. Just kind of parked out of the way. It's one place got to clean up the groundwork there. If this works, we'll have to actually start bringing beams and stuff out of there, out of the smelter, which is kind of the idea currently. I don't know. Ironworks needs to get up underway, but did just finish laying this track today, all in one chunk. So other than the landing that we did the other day, so we'll just kind of have to see if this gets the Summit River Mine connected or not. That's where we left the cars, so we can gather those up on the way back. It's going to be pretty close, just getting by here. I know looking pretty on the rail. So here we go. This is all pretty much new track from today, except for the little bit of brickwork that was here. Yeah, it started the other day, and now everything else here we just laid in this morning, so getting that going. It's been a haul. There's one of our main junctions. Like to see how it looks. Looking forward to seeing this run. Should actually look pretty decent. Should be fairly steady. It's going to be a long run, that's for sure. So we'll have to see. The 48 usually not known for, you know, being a long distance loco. Not that it can't, but definitely does not have that big of wood storage. So we'll just have to see. Should get a good look down at the smelter here. Definitely a big part of this layout now is the view here of the smelter. Did go with the green bridge. I do have to say, putting in this bridge, it's kind of a pain because you have to go pick the color every single time. Otherwise it defaults to the gray, so if you do a long span with color options, that's kind of a pain. It does make it much easier to span the big high points. Hopefully we got all the trees out. This is a super long run. As you can see, we did rim with the wood bridge almost all the way. Have a couple of deep span points. Try to keep those grounded with the metal bridge. Not many though. There's a good look at the high span from a distance. Still not sure how I feel about those not having any kind of footing, but what it is, you get a good look down at the smelter valley for sure, and our other rail as we go by. What I think is one of the best views in the game. Very train, you know. There it is. Kind of completes the look having it up here. so I'm digging it so far. I don't think that's going to make us go any faster, but we'll give it everything. And then we go back into the woods here a bit for the water crossing. I believe one of 3 water crossings on this run is what this is. So we do kind of zig and zag. Well, the river zigs and zags really more so than we do, but here you get another good look at the bridge and the waterfall. Looks like the water levels are really high compared to our bridge work, that's for sure. We definitely did not go with high span bridges here. Here you can get a look at our other track going down. I like kind of how it's off into, you know, just into the background there without actually coming to it. It's kind of cool. This, for those that people that don't know, this is one of the areas back here where you can hear birds chirping in the game. So if that's something you haven't checked out, look at the Tan Bridge there. Yeah, back here by this river is one of the bird watching places in the game, if you will. No, a lot of people have never heard that, but if you go back there and you turn down the rest of the stuff, you will hear the birds back there. If you're into bird watching without seeing the birds, then it is. You can hear them anyway. Which, I don't know why that ambient noise should be everywhere in the map. I don't know why it isn't, to be honest. It should be. And it should be louder, because then at least it would give the game some sound. It should be a little better than the ghosty experience, it feels like. You get some great views back here of the valley as it opens up and whatnot. Still have some trees to remove back here, though we did take out quite a few, not planning on taking out a ton more. So part of it is just the scenic view that it's going to have to be dealt with the way that it is. Great looking view back here, though. Really do have to say I like running down this ridge. It just gives you a great view of the whole valley down there. You definitely don't need to be up here. You can run straight up the valley, obviously, but this just kind of provides for a good view. In my opinion, it's one of the places that lets RailRoads really kind of shine and give you that look. That is RailRoads Online. Shuffling up into the wilderness is what this one is. Good line. It's going to be the longest run on this save file for sure, so I'm not sure if we'll keep running coal this way or if this is just going to be the way. I think we can run out of the smelter this way with the rails, even if we trade up, pass off the train there, and then I think we can obviously run wood this way, hopefully, if we can make it up to the final grade haul with this. So far handling it all well, but then I didn't anticipate too much of a problem with most of this wood bridge there. I got one tree that's still a little close to the ground where the bridge worked there. That should go away. Now we should get into some more of the mountainy feeling terrain here. Wish there was one more click back to kick the camera out. One more. It's just slightly too close. Would be nice to get out one more. I still would like to just see that put on the scroll wheel instead of having presets. We should be able to zoom it out a little more and then zoom it all the way in with this the scroll wheel. Would be a nice nice mechanic add, if you ask me. There we go, getting a good look down the valley. Pretty happy with the way the track came out this time. most of it did turn around and use the wall in here. I think it just makes it easier to know that you're not going to get any groundwork sticking out in a funny place, depending on the height you need, is really why I tend to run it here. And as long as it stays low enough where you can jump back up on it easy, I'm all for using it. See, like here, groundwork would have been sticking out of the, you know, out of the rock, and that's always a pain in the butt. So when it comes to running on these shelves, I tend to just like to use the wall. Just what that is. I think I laid out all of this really in circle mode. I'd say pretty much everything except that very last red bridge click, because I did lay this coming down and then going back to what we had started the other day. So everything except I think that final red bridge piece was auto snap. Check to make sure it was under a 2% grade and then just clicked it in. That's what I did there. And again, none of this goes over 3%. Most of it is 2% or under. A little bit of 3% on the final mountain climb, as in there's not much you can do there. And that's kind of the transition down to the valley bottom. I always am amazed how smooth that actually is when you come down off the ridge there. Barely even notice that it happens, and then you're down here on the river, or on the valley bottom with the river. It is pretty much that quick. Roll along. Alright, shortly coming up here we will have the third and final river crossing on this trip. Providing everything works. That corner is a little steep, or a little sharp, excuse me, steep. A little sharp coming across the bridge. It always kind of ends up that way, but I do like to go straight across the river here, which is part of the problem. I shouldn't really worry about going straight across the river. I should pre-angle it or something, then it wouldn't be as bad. But I don't really need to go slapping through it probably at full speed. I don't know, though I can't imagine we actually have a problem. I don't think it's that sharp. But this is a little sharp, so we'll just kind of stay off the gas. And went with the red bridge here for the last and final river crossing. Just to splash in a few different colors of the new bridge. Tried to use them where it could. Get away from the same bridges. Hopefully we got the trees here. This is early in the laying, so one never knows. Looks like it's going to be able to handle this load no problem. Hay cars, it's never going to get really any steeper than this, so it seems to be hopping along just fine. With a little bit left in reserve, which is good. Should move up the mountain here now, no problem. Which is pretty good. I mean, the track's testing out so far, so good. A little bit of rocking on some of the sharper turns, but we have mainly just been mashing the gas the whole way through it, so it is going to just run, you know. Not going to worry about it too much then. Most of the track seems pretty happy. Most of it's all pretty gentle curves too. Nothing really too crazy. Get a good look here at the bowl. I think this is about as high as the groundwork gets. Wasn't exactly sure which shelf to come through here on, so I kind of just went the middle of the ground. Really kept it on a nice gentle curve was the idea, more so than where it went without getting too grady. I didn't want to be changing up and down much. I wanted to keep it about as flat and smooth to a consistent grade as possible, which it seems like everything came out good there. All running through. Yeah, it did throw a water tower here. You got that little nook in the rocks. I just thought it was fitting, whether we'll ever use it or not. But then, you know, if you're running low on water, it's certainly better to get it there than to need it from there to the top. So that's definitely, you know, not a bad place for it. I guess I just kind of saw the nook in the rock and figured we should put something there. So there we go. Alright, and we will lay off the gas here. It sounds funny, but we're going to lay off the gas a little bit going into this turn. Just to bring down our speed a little bit. And then we will have to power up, I'm sure, to get through the turn. But that went nice and smooth, so the horseshoe pans out. I think that's about the smoothest I ever went through the horseshoe, honestly. Everything through here should be fairly smooth. Brown railing bridge there. Yeah, it's actually handling this really easy. So that's a good sign. Alright. I have to say, the 48 is definitely hauling up here pretty good. I mean, even slowing down where we need to, there it's doing a little waddle, but that's fine. It's definitely got the power to speed up and slow down as we need. Let's see if we can just go. Oh. Probably missed the first one. Those will balloon up and they'll land. Alright. Wasn't quite fast enough. But, you know, I was coming in a little heated. Probably should have just ran around the other way and dropped them off coming out anyway. Wouldn't have made much of a difference. Yeah, those will balloon up. They'll land. There we go. That's one thing nice about these cars, where they balloon up. You don't exactly have to be lined up, so unloading these cars is great. Loading them, on the other hand, these cars really are not convenient to load in the slightest sense of the word, if I'm being honest. Oh, don't you dare. Whatever, you'll unload. I can't believe. Does that mean I got a brake on or something somewhere? That stopped awfully fast. No brake. Makes me think I got a brake on this train somewhere. I'm gonna have to take a look, because it certainly seems to be stopping rather fast. And if we pulled it all the way that way with a brake on, then that's an even better sign for the locomotive, to be honest. No. Just the friction of the new cars or something, I think. Certainly makes it, oh, right there. 20% brake. Go figure that. Oh, that's good. Not a lot of brake, but certainly a little bit of brake. Now that are probably worn out and need to be replaced. Look at that. Pretty much got enough money almost for a new locomotive, though. I think our next one's probably going to be a big powerhouse to help us get stuff in and out of the smelter. But at any rate, there we go. Wood at the coal mine. So getting started. That's the beginning of the mine. Now we're going to need some rails up here, and those are certainly heavy, so we're not going to be able to pull a whole load out, that's for sure. But I guess we'll get that on the next one. Think we're going to call that one a win for today. Say thanks for tuning in. Remember, if you get a chance, like, share, subscribe. Subscriptions are free, but sure do help the channel. Y'all have a great day.